Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURUSD. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody, welcome to the technical analysis of the Forex market from the ForexPeaceArmy.com. As usual, we will speak about the euro currency today and continue our discussion of the potential bread and butter trade on the weekly time frame. As you remember, our general expectation is that due to this solid upside momentum on the market that is very strong, especially if you will take a look on the weekly time frame. Okay, we expect that market trying to continue, and due to this momentum of the market, usually market shows some deeper pullback after the initial plunge to the downside. So this is the normal price action, and the major question for us is where this pullback will start from. From the initial support on the weekly time frame. This is, by the way, the support that you can see on the weekly time frame, 141.38. This is the 3-8 support from this low to this high. In other words, the all recent swing up on the weekly time frame. Or potentially it could start even from this area, because this is also the weekly confluence support, and this is rather strong, even stronger area than this one. But the major problem with this area is that it's too far in terms of time from the initial penetration of the 3x3 moving average on the weekly time frame. Well, usually bread and butter should start after the first, second or third closest below the 3x3. And current week will be already the second week that shows the close price below the 3x3 moving average on the weekly time frame. For those who don't know, the 3x3 moving average used for estimation of the bread and butter context. So this is just a 3-period moving average shifted forward for 3 periods. And I speak now about the weekly time frame, about the 3x3 on the weekly time frame. So this was the first week that has shown the close below the 3x3. Current week will be the second one that shows close below 3x3. Well, potentially market could accelerate to the downside on the next week and has hit this area, and possibly bread and butter could start even from that area. But this very thin assumption due to very deep retracement from the first view, and second view that it's a bit extended in time, that it's a bit far. I prefer to see some pullback from possibly from this area. Also, now what we see here, during the recent trading session, market has hit weekly pivot support once right here, and this fib support. Also take a look that market has shown some clearing of the previous lows on this retracement. Okay, so lows of the recent trading session, previous trading session is a bit lower than on right here. So maybe this, we can say that's some kind of wash and rinse of these lows. Well, on the daily time frame, I do not see any bullish patterns, except maybe this some hammer right at the area of support. Well, to make an assumption about the further move to the upside, I want to see some more clear signs that possibly market reverse to the upside. Now let's take a look on the 4-hour chart. What do we see here? As you remember, we discussed this bullish divergence right here with the MACD indicator, although I do not rely very much on the divergence, but when it appears near the strong area of support, and this is really strong area, this is weekly pivot support 1, 141.03, and fib support, okay, this has additional meaning, and we can say that some confirmation of this area. Well, from the bullish signs, I see only this candle pattern. This is morning star candle pattern, and this is the only sign that I see. Well, if you drop your time frame to the 30-minute chart, you will see this butterfly buy, 1618 butterfly buy in this area, but this butterfly is almost hit the target by this move to the upside. Well, if you want to understand clearly what the butterfly is speaking about, you should visit our forum and then judge it that our former member has posted this butterfly on the yesterday's discussion of the euro currency environment. But this is not a big deal currently. Well, in general, I see only this pattern and bullish divergence. Well, if you're an aggressive trader, possibly you can try to trade this pattern, because this trading of this pattern has as risk as a lot of advantages. What advantages are? First of all, you can see that market currently in retracement, and you can enter with the retracement of this pattern and place a very tight stop. As you know, if you trade particular candle pattern, the pattern is still valid until the market will take out this low and take out and erase this bullish pattern. Until that hasn't happened, it's treated as valid pattern. And as you can see, all big things start with the small things, and possibly this is the first bell of the potential move to the upside. Okay. Well, the target of the weekly bread and butter is 618 resistance from the whole swing to the downside. This is right here, 146.16. So as you can see, the risk-reward ratio is just outstanding. Okay, but the risk of trading and entering long currently is the overall daily environment, because daily trend is strongly bearish. This is really strong collapses on the market, and you try to take the just initial some shallow bullish sign on the market. This is very risky. Okay, well, in general, I prefer to see some more solid and clearer, larger patterns. Possibly this could be, as I also said on the farm, this could be the head of the head and shoulders pattern, because the head stands 1618 expansion from this retracement, from this low to this high. This is very typical ratio for the head and shoulders. So possibly this will be the left shoulder, head, market accelerates to the upside, and then form the right shoulder. Well, if you take the top of the head, you will be absolutely in the amazing position. So the choice is up to you. So you can try to take a risk, although this risk very shallow, but the lower probability to success, because this is just a candlestick pattern. Okay, this is not the reversal pattern. If you will take, for example, head and shoulders, it will be much easier to enter. But the advantages is amazing risk reward and excellent position due to potential head and shoulders. If market will turn to head and shoulders, you also will be able to enlarge your position somewhere the right shoulder is forming. Okay, so in general, I like this idea to possibly trade this pattern, mostly because of risk reward ratio. So that's my current view on the euro currency. Today is Friday. Maybe we will not see the solid and thrusting moves today. Well, and we'll see some further development of this potential pattern on the next week. But in general, that's what I'm thinking about the trading of this possible candle pattern that could give us the huge advantages if market really turns to the forming of the head and shoulders on the 4-hour chart, and really will start this bread and butter trade with a target around 146.16. So also I can recommend you that due to some very weak bullish context currently, possibly you should shift your stop loss to the break-even when the market starts to accelerate, and if market will start to accelerate to the upside. If market will pass to the upside about the 50 pips, possibly it makes sense to move your stop to the break-even and just to watch the movie, because if this is the really head and shoulders, then market should not return to the head and take out these lows. Okay, especially if it will pass about the 50 pips to the upside. Okay, it could reverse now and show some double bottom head. Okay, it's very common for the head and shoulders. But if market will accelerate to the upside, it should not return and take out these lows. Okay, so it will help you to keep your risk reasonable. Well, that's my current view on the situation. Let's track this potential pattern and the potential reversal on the EURUSD on the daily time frame with the target around this area. Well, and we'll see what will happen.